G'day everyone, welcome back. So you would have seen at the start of this episode that we had the seed cleaner back out here. Yeah, the program's already changed, so we needed a little bit more seed. We cleaned a few peas because we want to put a paddock of peas in, and a little bit more wheat, so we've got plenty of wheat now. That's just the way things go. It's farming, it's an ever-evolving thing, and sometimes you got to be flexible and change plans, and that's exactly what's happened. And unfortunately, the Bourgault 8910 has been busy eating hydraulic cylinders like they're candy already. So you can see all this oil down here. This tine is leaking, it's making a mess. Just seems to be a forever problem with this thing, honestly. Yeah, anyway, I'm going to have to rebuild that. I've done like all of 100 hectares, 120 hectares, and yeah, we're going to have to do a cylinder, so I'm going to rip in and do that, because I probably should get back into some seeding. I think we're already a week through May, and the motivation is just not there. After the germination issues we had last year, going, you know, putting everything in dry and then just not getting the rain. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I'm really struggling to feel the desire to get out and throw a whole heap of seed in the ground and pre-emergence on the top of the dirt and all this sort of stuff. So anyway, all that aside, there is some things or some seeding jobs that I can get done, and I think I need to get back into them so I can get them out of the way. And then we're just going to keep watching the weather. It's not looking too good though. It's looking like a very, very dry autumn, so not much we can do about it, unfortunately. Anyway, sorry if that all sounded a little bit grim. I'm not complaining or anything like that. I'm just saying, talking about the situation we're in and how things are tracking. So I was reading, maybe a day or two ago, about it being the driest start to a year on record for Adelaide. So that shows how dry it's been if it's dry down there, and that's coupled on top of what was already the driest year last year for a lot of areas up here, the worst year a lot of people are seeing. So things have not turned around. It is very, very severe, this drought. I actually almost can't believe it at this point. I would have thought that we would be in for a decent season breaker this year, given the sort of run that we've had the last few years. But anyway, that's the way it goes. Right, got a few weapons here. Let's jump in there and get this thing out. Come on. There we go. I need to be careful with the hammer today, because I actually hit the end of that thumb yesterday with the hammer. Straight down like that, and just popped the end of my thumb. Doesn't actually look too bad today, but it popped it underneath the nail, and it's it bled everywhere. That was on top of bending back that thumbnail the other day, and having a bit of a blood blister under that one, and having a good run. Right, I'm gonna go rebuild this. I'll see you guys back here soon. Oh yeah, here she is, and I would like my award for taking twice as long as I should have to rebuild this. But anyway, it is done. We did get about 1 millimetre of rain yesterday, and of course this thing was sitting outside, and so the windows are absolutely filthy now. So that new receiver is going to need a TCM calibration, so we'll head out and do that, make sure everything's picking up the way that it should. Probably throw some fuel in this thing, and then I'm going to go grab some lunch, and I've got some other stuff that I need to attend to, so I'll get that all out the way, and I guess reconvene later in the day. I've done this a couple of times before. How correctly I've been doing it, I don't really know, but looks like we're picking up everything beautifully. That's a step up from the old receiver. We weren't getting any of that. Where are we? This one. So all we have to do is mark a line between the center point of the axle. So yeah, we'll just go out and mark a line on the ground, turn around, I think, and then go back over exactly over the top of the line, and that's pretty much it. Press OK. Alright, we've done that. Now we just got to turn around, get back over that mark and hit the button again. Alright, there we go. Lovely. That's another one done. Tick that off. Well, I moved the trucks in and out of the shed, and then me and Dad stood around and talked for probably 20 minutes, but I'm going to throw a bit of barley in the truck, because we're just going to continue on with a bit of barley at the moment. That's what we got in the air seeder after we did that feed. I still do have a couple of paddocks of feed barley to do for the neighbour, so I'm thinking we've got a little paddock of mine I want to put in. It's a pretty clean paddock. We'll just throw that in now. That can sit there. And then, yeah, we'll go do a bit for the neighbour, sort him out, and that's what me and Dad were having a chat about. We're just thinking about what we're going to do and how we're going to approach things this year with a severe lack of moisture problem and a pretty crappy outlook. Like we got a good old-fashioned farm traffic jam up here. Right, I'm thinking sprayer out the shed. I want to get the lily gong out the way because I want to get the air seeder up as close to the shed as I can to fill here. So if we get the sprayer out the shed, I can put the lily gong in there. We can take that around, put some water in it. Actually, we might pull the main filter out of that first and just check that. I haven't done it yet. And then we'll put some water in it and make sure we got no blocked nozzles. Make sense? I don't know, just watch, you'll see. Nice little find in the filter. Otherwise, it's actually not looking too bad. But anyway, we'll give it a clean out while we've got it out. Nice and clean. Throw him back in. Well, I can already tell that I'm going to need a bunch of new cam lock O-rings there, seal rings. Got a few leaks, and it might be alright while you're just pumping water through, but when there's trefoil going through it tomorrow, no, don't want that. Please don't be any blocked nozzles. Please don't be any blocked nozzles. Go forth with confidence. Lots of moving pieces. Can we thread the needle? Whoa. Look at that. So before I call it a day, I have dug out a few cam lock O-rings and or seal rings and a seal pick. That's what I was trying to say. So I'm going to just try and change some of these seals on these cam locks, see if we can't fix up a few of those leaks. Whoa, what's just happened to my camera? It must just be a front screen thing. I think that footage is coming out okay, because on the front screen I am all kinds of funny colours. It's a little wonder that one was leaking. She is pretty average. That one's quite imprinted as well, so I'm not surprised that one's leaking either. It's only water. It's only water. Awesome. Right, just throwing a bit of rainwater in the flush tank. We're filled up, we're ready to go. And it is actually breezy enough out there this morning, but anyway, it's only a little bit we got to do, so we'll go and knock it off. Well, that was a little bit of an experience. I certainly had a little bit of rust to blow out of the system there. It's been, I guess maybe I did a tank full or two of spraying in January with some summer weeds, but yeah, I guess for the most part it's been close to 5 months now since I've operated this machine or the batch mate, and I am not one bit sad about that at all. So anyway, I think we're back in the groove of it now. It's just, yeah, all the little bits and pieces that you forget, and oh, I got to do this, I got to do that, and anyway, we got there. She's filled, we're spraying. We'll knock this little bit off and we'll come and seed her. Done and done, let's get out of here. Right, I suppose I've got to pull the old spray log out. Caffeine, water bottle down here, bit of food in the belly. Head out and punch in this paddock of barley. Up around the dirt road, or just straight shot it through the paddock. I think we're going to straight shot it. I think everything's looking pretty good out there. I just got to get the right paddock in the screen here and we should be able to kick off. I was just going to make sure my AB line's set right, and I've already found myself a little winner here. We'll get that out the way. This fence here is probably going to go this summer as well. This is another one that's going to come out. That's the fence line there I was saying is going to come out. Now this is one of 3 little 20 hectare paddocks near home here. Now we've gotten rid of 2 of those already. We pulled out the fence lines earlier in the year. This paddock next door is going for a triple break because the ryegrass was just absolutely out of control in there. This year will be a second break crop. Next year we'll pull the, or like this summer coming up, we'll pull this fence out. Next year we'll do beans across the whole lot because this paddock will also be due for a break. That'll give that paddock 3 breaks and it will bring them up onto the same rotation, and then we can have one 73 hectare paddock here then. Hopefully all of that made sense. Now I did say earlier in the episode, this paddock here, like we're just running some barley in here. This will be for harvest. This will probably be where I'd like to get my seed from, because I said this paddock's clean, and when I mean clean, it just has very little weed pressure in here. It hasn't for years. That's what, you know, if you set your rotation up right and you stay on top of your weeds, then it works out like this. So yeah, I'm happy to throw this in the dirt now and be done with it. It can sit here till it rains, and even if it is 3 or 4 weeks down the track, I'm not that worried about my pre-emergence because there's just not that many weeds in here anyway. So yeah, that's why we're doing this today. And again, the reason we had 20 hectare paddocks, or we have such small paddocks by home here, really is because it's fantastic with sheep. If I take that fence out there and I turn this into 170 hectare paddock, and then you try and run sheep in here, they'll always hang around in their favourite spot in the paddock, and that's usually the high ground, and they'll just flog the crap out of that area and they won't graze the rest of it very well. So it's great with sheep, but since we're doing a bit more cropping at home on the good cropping country these days, it just doesn't make sense to have small paddocks like that. So that's also, yeah, a reason why these fences are going to come out. Not a great day for dry seeding. It is a bit blowy out there, but the dust is not as bad as what I was thinking. I'm not sure it's coming up on the camera, but I've certainly seen worse, although we did have, yeah, a millimetre or 2 a couple of days ago, which probably helps. Although that's going to hang around long. I think we're getting that seed in there alright, there's no doubt about that. The fertiliser this year is just absolute junk. I could just see on the camera something wasn't looking right, and yeah, hopped in there and my suspicions were confirmed. So it's been a little bit of a slow day. I've only done about 12 hectares. I've been stopping quite a bit, just getting out, doing a few seed checks, getting in the bin, checking the fertiliser, doing a few fert checks because of that situation, and of course doing a few track checks, just making sure everything's still looking good there, but just paying a little bit more attention to what's going on back here and making sure everything's looking good now that I'm really putting a crop in that I want to emerge properly. So everything's looking alright, I think. I'm probably going to run out of fert, but I suspected I might. So anyway, we'll see how far we get. I might fall like 5 hectares short, but Dad's down near home, so he'll just run the truck up for me. But I didn't want to top the fert up earlier, or like yesterday when I put the seed in, because we'll have to change over to the neighbour's fertiliser next, and I didn't want to have to take too much out of here. So we'll run that right down till it's empty. If we've got to chuck a couple 100 kilos in, we'll do that, and then it'll be a nice simple changeover back to his fert. Not as blowy as it was earlier, and it's sort of changed direction too. It's heading out to the west now, so before it was coming back down over me when I first started, and it was quite gusty, but not bad out there at all now. So we'll play the guessing game now. How many kilos of fertiliser are we going to be left with in the air seeder? Well, I think we got about 400 kilos in there, so I'm going to say there's going to be about 100 kilos left over. That'll be my last run on the AB line, so we'll head up and start doing some headlands. done. I think I might have a bit more than 100 kilos of fertiliser in there. That's what I'm going to be doing for the rest of the day, swapping out fert, refilling with seed and fert, get all that done so I can go around and do it all again tomorrow. So I will leave this video here now, guys. Just a massive shout out to our video sponsor here, Market Check. If you're looking for any assistance with your grain marketing, head over and check them out. I'll link all their information below as usual. Also a massive shout out to all the amazing mums out there, because it is Mother's Day this Sunday. This will probably come out well after that, but happy Mother's Day to all the mums, and especially the ladies on the land, always living in the constant world of the unknown. So with all that being said, thank you very much for watching, everyone. If you want to support the channel, you know what to do. If not, all good. You guys have yourselves a good one, and until next time, see ya.